Well, 2 minutes in, barely getting on here. Excuse me, I'm doing my laundry right now before I call it a night. So I'm actually coming by here very quickly because, of course, there's been a lot of good stuff going on. Is that a mirror? Yes, a mirror. Okay. There's a mirror reflecting off a mirror, so it's showing, and I'm like, what the hell's going up on there? But anyway, so I'm coming by here very quickly because, of course, the title of the video is called "Time is Valuable Because." Of course, we all, first I want to start by saying shout out to my supporters, contributors, gifters, whatever. Support. We're just gonna say supporters. I appreciate you guys so much. Especially those who are continually supporting me, taking classes, paying for casework, etc., etc. Of course, I believe that time is very, very valuable. And of course, just like money is, right? And so I appreciate your time and definitely your money. Um, or should I say, I appreciate your money, but definitely your time. And I value it because, of course, once again, if I'm giving my money that I worked hard to get to anybody, baby, okay. So, of course, time is precious. And they always say this because life is short. And so we talked about this in the past. Back in the day, my priority was to offer services to people because I felt like people could use the help. Moving forward, or up to now, right? 9 years ago, up to now, I learned that a lot of people are not really seeking assistance. They're actually seeking, um, and I'm not gonna say a lot of people. We'll say a good number of people, instead of actually getting help for what they're instead of seeking help for what they need help with, they actually seek um, just validation in that experience. So there's nothing wrong with that, right? This is why we talk to our friends and our family, right? People who cannot really help us, well, they just give their input, whether it's valuable or invaluable. When it comes to getting help and assistance from a advisor, or anybody who's offering services, whether it's a counselor, a therapist, a spiritual advisor, what have you, it's not just about validation in the experience, but it's more so getting clarity of the experience and or getting help. So I think a lot of people mistake the spiritual concept or the spiritual going into my arena, the spiritual advisory for um, validating the experience. And of course, a lot of people are okay with that; they're into that. But I genuinely like to give assistance to those who are seriously looking for help. And so, like I said, back in the day, I would just accept people and I would just, converse with people. And 20 minutes turned into an hour, 2 hours. And I think we talked about this. So, this is why we started charging for consultations. Because, of course, I would do other stuff and I would have to put that on hold. Sometimes even readings and casework. So, I already booked prior to me booking a consultation with individuals. And it would just go over to I had to reschedule. Now that there's a lot going on, um I'm even more not say picky of my time, but I like to give the time that I have freely once again to help others. And of course, those who actually pay for casework, consultation, all the good stuff, their party, they come first. Even going into people who are constantly supporting me, they are a priority to me. If they were to call me and said they needed assistance or help today, whatever, I would definitely reach out to them, or if whatever, it will be worked out. Things will be worked out for me to assist them. So anyway, respectfully and humbly, right? I say this. I'm very grateful for the support and the love. I am not able to at this time just connect with people, make phone calls, whatever. However, the email 28spirit8missedate@gmail.com, which is listed below the video, is definitely a place where you can email me if you have basic questions and concerns outside of consultation and outside of readings. Because a lot of times people will actually have a question that is reading related. So it's kind of like they're wanting a reading without paying for reading. And of course, I'm an ally, but I'm not a friend, right? And so you asking me my personal opinion on something is ultimately asking for reading because, of course, I offer that as a service, right? It's kind of like you having a plumber friend and he charged you a certain amount of money for estimation. And you're like, but I don't really want to book the estimation. I just have a quick question, right? And so anyway, emails is open always for you to ask any basic, simple question or any question you have, as long as it's not, too extreme. Of course, to the point, hey, I got a question, blah, blah, blah. I can definitely respond back to you within 24 to 48 hours. It's typically within 24 hours, like an hour or so. If it is something that is casework related, something that is reading, anything like that, I do consider it a consultation. I get a lot of emails from people. As I told you guys, I do work online and I do it in person, and I definitely make time for both. If I'm ever overwhelmed, of course, I will come here and tell you guys, I'm not, open to doing work or whatever. I think I explained that. And the same thing with the in-person people. They, reach out to me for work. I will tell them, I'm currently busy. This has been keeping my anxiety down. And of course, keeping my energy up and strong. Okay. Because in this time, this day and era, baby, we need all our energy. And that also brings me to two side notes here. So once again, the email 28spirit@minnesotagenda.com is open for you to ask any basic question, any, to the point, hey, I'm interested in getting casework done, but I have a question about it and or I want to know ABC. Definitely utilize the email for that. If you're wanting a personal phone call, meaning that I have to prepare myself for that phone call, then of course, once again, that will be considered a consultation, and or you can go to send the money over for the reading or casework you're getting done. Of course, then I'll then respond back to you, and then I will then call you. We I would say almost all the time before any work is done, I do call you. And a lot of times there's not a consultation, right? You sent over the money for the work. You ask, you say, hey, I want to get this work done. And then you sent over the money. And so 9 times out of 10, I go in and I don't do a consultation. I just call them because they, want to do the casework. Typically, if you don't know what you want to do and how you want to go about it, that's where the consultation coming at, where I would kind of give you, ideas on how to go about it. Of course, not suggestion, but advising, because I don't, upsell. I call it upselling, girl, because, I used to work at McDonald's and, places where they would upsell people shit. So I don't upsell. You want only a reading, I'm only going to offer a reading. There are times that people have got a reading done with me and they wanted to know how to go about doing casework. That is also separate. But of course, because I'm grateful for the love and support, I have given out advice on doing spiritual work. Saying, hey, this how I would do it, but generally that is separate. A reading is what is going on. If you need clarity on what exactly is going on, then of course you reach out to me. Even during the reading, you can ask, hey, I'm interested in work done on this and that. Of course, I will then tell you what level of work that is. And then you'll send over the coin and then we'll get into it. And like I said, same thing with, pre-case work, pre-reading questions, that is considered a consultation. And or, if you know what you want, there's no consultation needed. You pay for what you need. I call you and I see what exactly you're wanting or what you're expecting. Like I said, this brings me to two side notes. And I think one of the loads just got done. This brings me to two side notes. So I had a reading with a virtual client, y'all, on Monday, last Monday. And it could have been Tuesday. And it was kind of out of the blue. And so I did this reading, and something that I've always been curious to know, and I'm not curious to know, but I am curious to know because I already know the answer to this. But what does it say? The God knows what you need, but God wants you to confess it with your own tongue. And so that's kind of how I am. I don't want to assume. I could speculate, I can exaggerate, but I don't want to assume. And even going into the mundane world, I'm intuitive. I'm a spiritual advisor, so I can tap into energy and tell you what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling. But someone who don't believe in that type of stuff, how would I explain to them that I know what I know about this person or about these things? And actually, two things just came up. So one of the situations, they wanted to know a tester read, right? They said, I want to get a reading done, and I just kind of want to see where your energy is at. And I was like, okay, well, where my energy is at, or you want to see where your energy is at. Long story short, we get into the reading and they're asking about their career. And I explained to them, I won't go into detail, but I explained to them the career that they're doing now is not the original career they wanted to do. And that the original career they wanted to do is the career for them. This career that they're interested in doing is going to drag out. And I just since already been doing it for a long time. It doesn't take longer than 8 years. 8 years, you should be, you should be PhD at that point in this career. So you need to go with the first option. And, they validated it and said, that's correct. People I know personally told me this. I've two other people, because, there was serious stuff that added into. There's two other people that are in this profession that are older than you that actually advised you. And this is how you're going to go about doing it. So they confirmed it. And then it was happiness and security. And of course, I'm explaining to them, none of this is written in stone. This is the energy I'm getting right now. And I do feel like you're secure, your self-esteem is going to improve, but there are certain things you need to stop doing. And of course, there was people witnessing this reading, and I said I didn't want to embarrass them or give out any personal information. They said they were okay with it, but Spirit was like, no. If they want to know something privately, they could say, hey, let me message this girl again. So either way, that was that, y'all. But then they were so I guess, shocked and amazed by what I was telling them, which came second nature to me. I'm confident in the work that I do. And so either way, I'm confident but humble. So then they're like, well, I want to know something about my relationship. Do you see this working out? Do you see this going far? Blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, let me step outside of this because I know your relationship and the dynamics of it. So let me step outside and let me validate something that you don't think I know, that neither one of you told me, but I'm getting from Spirit, just to show you that I'm tapping in on not my own emotions and ideas, but Spirit is giving me what I need. And so I validated in two people, and they confirmed that they knew these two people. Then I got into the relationship. And I explained to this person that, no, this is not going on. That is not going on, blah, 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 blah. And they were just so adamant about this person cheating on them. And I'm explaining to them, so if I gave you a reading on your career, and I was accurate with that, if I gave you a reading on your confidence and self-esteem, and I'm accurate with that because you didn't tell me any of this information. Now that we're getting into your relationship, I then answer a question that you'd even ask. I just gave you validation to prove that I'm tapping into Spirit. You then confirmed that as well. So that's 3 strikes, you're in. And then now I'm telling you that this man is not cheating on you, and you're still convincing yourself that he's cheating because I'm telling you he's not. Well, let me drop some information to you because maybe, and I'm like, no, that's not how this works. Because if you have to tell me that you have evidence that he's cheating on you for me to change my reading answer, then that means that I'm not reading you no more. I'm now giving you my personal opinion. And spiritually speaking, he is not cheating on you. So then she pulls up evidence, right? And y'all, I'm going to tell y'all this. She never asked if this person was on drugs or any of this, but it came out. And so she showed this video of this person doing something. And this lady was so adamant of her man cheating that she thought that he was at work in the break room performing oral sex on a woman. And in this video, it showed him doing something, but it did not show him doing that. And so I tell her, he's doing something else, but he is not doing that. Well, no, you need to see the video again. I said, baby, I don't need to see a motherfucking thing again. Okay, because now I'm getting irritated. You asked me a question, I'm giving you the answer. It's not the answer that you wanted to hear, but it's what it is. And I'm even willing to tell you this as well. By October, things are going to be revealed. And then she confirmed that they both for their birthdays are in October. Because I told her, if you don't feel comfortable giving your birthday, because she's a public figure, give me your favorite color. Well, she's a public figure that I don't want people to know her information because they can find her and stuff. So I was like, okay, so give me your favorite color. And that's how I tapped in on the reading for her. So long story short, she just kept trying to convince y'all to where we did a 2-part. The next day, it was the same thing. Well, can you do another reading? And once again, Girl, it's all working out. Everything is okay. But I do see that there is a air sign woman, which by the way, she's an air sign. Um, there's an air sign woman that's going to get in the way of this, that's going to stop this from manifesting because they're not letting go of their past experiences, right? And this is what I'm saying, because there was two other people involved outside of her, a water sign woman and another air sign woman. Anyway, girl, this bitch turned this cheating thing into reality, and he didn't cheat on her, but he was upset that she recorded him at the work, and that's when it came out that he was doing drugs. And so I said, baby, you don't want to hear this, but baby, there's drugs involved. He was at work doing drugs. And daddy got in. That's why he said this is some good shit. Why would he be at work in the break room, baby, outside of being a fiend? Be in a break room doing oral sex on a woman, girl. Make him, girl, what? And then outside sources was like, well, while you're doing this reading, she could be under the influence. And I told them, that's not really my business. But that was the first idea that I had, because I'm like, this person either has to be special or they have to be under some type of influence right now. Because they were asking, like I said, questions that were real questions, but it was kind of like, oh, this is a little exaggerating, right? Tell you what I'm seeing, and it's not. So anyway, that was that. Girl, now they're not even together because he found out she was recording him and all this other stuff, y'all. So they ended up breaking up. And I said, well, girl, hey, this is not the end of it. Y'all going to start talking again. She's convinced. She's telling me that they're not going to talk again. Y'all, this was from Tuesday to them breaking up by Thursday. I said, girl, listen, I gave you what I got. Told you what it was. You pulled out that he was cheating. You even confronted him. And he didn't like the way you confronted him. And honestly, she broke up with him because now that she was recording this man at work, he threatened to expose her. For, once again, she's a public figure. She likes to live a private life, and he threatened to expose her. Long story short, y'all, moving forward, the second side note was, I'm sitting there telling this man who's interested in me, not really what I do, but I'm telling him that, I can read people's vibrations and body language and stuff. I didn't get into the whole, Hollywood version of this. And so there was another woman who wanted to, in this particular circle, that she feels the need to compete with me. I don't know what it is. I don't really care to find out what it is. Because once again, we can figure out what it is, but I don't really care to know. But this woman just wants to compete. Any man that shows interest in me, she wanted to try to, hit on. So long story short, 2 days went past. I didn't hear from either one of them. Mysteriously, he's asking me how I'm doing. And I run it down to him what exactly happened. So then he's saying, well, whoever told you that is lying. Now I was offended by it because I'm like, baby, so you're telling me that I'm assuming that I'm possibly jealous, that you're talking to someone else, which is not really important because I don't even care for you or the other person. I don't care if you are talking, but I like honesty. So, of course, he denied it. She denied it initially too, right? 3 days ago now. All of a sudden, yesterday, they confirmed that it was true. And of course, he tried to say, well, you were still assuming because I never told you and she never told you. And I said, baby, that's not what assuming means, though. Like, it could be kind of along the lines of assuming something, but I was head on. So was I assuming, or did I know and I was asking you to confirm what I knew? So, of course, this man flipped this shit into something totally different. And I just said, girl, this is where it goes into when you know things as spiritual people, in tune people, give what you need to give and keep it pushing. There's no convincing, there's no validating, there's no needing to have clarity on something. Clarity is spirit. As I said before, and I will continue to tell many people, I stay rested, I stay hydrated, I eat right, I don't do drugs, I don't put anything foreign in my body outside of hormones, okay? Outside of hormones, estradiol, okay, and spironolactone, okay? 25 milligrams, estradiol, 2 milligrams daily, okay? sometimes the patch. It depends on what I'm feeling, okay? But either way, there's nothing else that go in his body outside of those things. I even make sure I'm not consuming anything like sodium phosphate or any of this other stuff that they put in the stuff, disodium and all that. I make sure I eat very clean and pure, as natural as possible. So there's nothing influencing my logic, right? Even going into the sense of me having a therapist and a counselor and not, having any type of issues mentally, any type of logical or reasoning issues, right? Although I'm trans, and I would say this too, not really trans intersex, but trans to make it easy for other people. Baby, I know Adam from a motherfucking proton. We talk about it. I know motherfucking orange from motherfucking apple. And you're not going to convince me otherwise. And this is why, once again, I move a certain way and I deal with certain type of people. And even now, it's like I'm switching into even a different level of dealing with people personally and business-wise. Everybody does not have the right to be involved with you. Everybody don't have the right or the privilege to have connections to your energy. You as an individual have the right to decide that. And even going into mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, which by the way, happy Mother's Day. Even with mothers and stuff, just because they're your mother, you don't have to kiss their ass. Just because they're your father or they're your family, you don't have to kiss their ass. They have to respect you just as much as you have to respect them, especially as an adult child or a kid child. Can we talk about it? A young child, bitch. They have to respect you as an individual. And so at the end of the day, it comes down to that. Do they respect you? Because love is respect. And regardless of what you're feeling and what you're assuming or what you're thinking I should be and how I should react, I respect you as my mother. I respect you as my brother, my sister, whoever, to have a different type of reaction. And I also give you respect and honor enough to have your own opinion. But I don't have to respect that opinion and I don't have to be around that. And so a lot of people tolerate disrespect from people because it's their mother. And well, I can't, I'm just like, I wish you the best with that. You know your worth, you know where you're coming from. And there's even something I'm going to drop to you guys that I'm even telling y'all by a special date is coming up. Well, we're gonna go into depth about that. Like I said, it's important to ultimately live the life that you're wanting to live and remove all people out of it that's not willing to make the same sacrifices you're making to get there. Ultimately, it comes to you. It comes down to you or to them. And I heard stories, y'all, and I don't agree with this, but it depends on the situation. I heard stories of women that let their mothers or aunties or sisters or or grandmothers, right, raise their children to then leave that country to get a better life in another country, work their asses off, get a house, get a car, become a millionaire, whatever the case it is, and then they send for that child. Yes, like I said, it's a little harsh, like fuck. But in reality, it really comes down to you doing what you have to do to get there. If she would have came and the people I know would have came to this country or any country with their child, it would have been a lot harder. So like I said, I don't agree because in the sense of you should have thought about that before having kids, but I know everybody's situation is different. But then on the flip side, at least you did give your kids to people you trust and who ultimately took care of you and you became who you are to then ask them for your children back. And so that's what it comes down to. Like I said, manifesting the life that you're wanting and letting go of person, places, or things that are not in cohesive with that are not in, that are not in the same level and frequency of that. Everything that you're wanting is energy. And even the fear that you're having, the anxiety you're having, those things are also energy. So they are creating blockages. They're not creating let me say this too. They're creating blockages that could become roadways because, of course, these are obstacles that are coming up, blockages that are coming up, and they're causing you to think. Not all obstacles are bad. Not all bad experiences are actually bad. Every experience that you have is a learning lesson. So take all that in consideration. But once again, like I said, as an adult, you sit down with a friend, a family member, and you tell them how you're feeling. I feel disrespected when you blah, 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 blah. And they just say, fuck you. I don't give a fuck, because that's what they do. A lot of them, honestly, this is just what I believe. At that point, baby, let go and let God. I wish you the best in your life, because they will come around. Trust when I tell you that, they will come around. Okay? It may take some years, but while you're gone or while they're gone, use those years to get yourself together. Step yourself up. Make your dreams a reality. Invest in yourself. Take care of your body, your skin, your spirit. And then that way, when they come back into your life, you can handle their unloading, because that's going to happen. When the healing happens with you, it's going to happen with them. And that goes into the final thing I want to talk about too, is cleansing the energetic bodies, detoxifying the energetic bodies, releasing unwanted things and people to then get back what is rightfully yours. I've seen so many videos about people in the past, and people have asked me questions about how do I feel about calling back your energy. And I always tell people it's about your frequency, your vibrations, what levels you're on. Because even going into ancestor veneration, I hear a lot of people who really don't know too much about ancestor veneration mention that you can't work with all your ancestors because some of them are evil, and you don't want to start working with them because they'll probably advise you on the wrong thing, then fuck you all up. Now you're getting your money fucked up. And I'm just like, but energy meets energy. And this works with all things in life, right? Good-heartedness meets good-heartedness. Now, good-heartedness with some trauma that is still unresolved will then attract people who will come across as being good-hearted and will take advantage of the person. And now you got an innocent person taken out, right? And those are the stories that we all hear on the ID channel and true crimes and stuff. We hear this. Good people, they get got, and they're like, well, what is their story? How did this happen to them? If they're so good, if energy meets energy. But this is, issues with mama and daddy and other things that were not let go. And so they acted like it, they let go of it, but they didn't. So these things manifested on the inside, and they came to the surface when they met that energy. So the same thing with anything, money, business, we call this karma. We call this manifesting. What you are, you will attract. Any issues that you have within you will always come to the outside, right? As above, so below. And what's within will be on the outside. So we are once again reflecting on inner issues to release them. So that way, what is owed to us, because let's say for a good example, and I'm going to lay it out like this. You were destined to be a happy, successful, healthy realtor, right? And just somehow, some way you got sidetracked. Let's say 18 years old, you decided to do something different because maybe somebody pushed onto you another idea. Maybe you felt like you couldn't afford the proper training you needed to become a licensed realtor. Either way, you became sidetracked, and you invested your energy into other things. Regardless of what happens, whatever is meant to be will be, and everything comes full circle. This is why we do not live in fear, and we also do not stress out, because we know that what is ours will always find us, right? And so if it was supposed to happen at 23 and you were sidetracked, it could still happen at 45. It could still happen at 50. It could still happen at 60, 70, 80, 90. It can happen at any given time, because there is no thing when it comes down to divine timing, right? So now when you start detoxifying yourself and you start realizing that this idea that you had to become a nurse instead of a realtor agent, was a program that you did not like, it did not resonate with you. Every time you got ready to go take your license, something came up, something happened. Either way, you start detoxifying these energies and deprogramming programs that were put onto you by other people and sometimes yourself. Now what is meant for you starts to show up. So now you may see an ad in a newspaper that somebody who's been a realtor or been in real estate for over 50 years is now offering certain classes to help you get your license. Or better yet, they're willing to hire you and pay for the stuff for you as long as you work with them, right? Because they could be a well-known um, realtor company. And so either way, that's how that works. So the idea that, once again, calling back energy is going to fuck you up, it's only if you are still in a fucked up place. If you let go of energy, and we can talk about relationship wise, and I'll be done. If you met a man or a woman that you felt like was the man of your life or the woman of your life, and something happened, maybe they were not ready for you, maybe you wasn't ready for them. You decided to detoxify your heart space while you're removing the obstacles and blockages, because you were once connected to that person, that were blocking you from connecting with that person. Guess what happens? The anchoring, the spiritual tie, the emotional tie that you made with that person will now then start to pull in things back into that empty space that you're now detoxifying. And so now you're calling back that energy, and it's going to manifest because you're ready for that experience now. And once again, if you're not ready for that experience and you're calling back that energy, it's going to meet you the same way that you left it. So now you're going to have bad experiences. And so I say, come from people who say, once again, that you don't call back energy. And I explained this to y'all before. These are people that live a life of fear. These are people who are afraid of themselves. These are people that have trauma and resentment that they don't want to heal. These are people that have had issues with people, places, and things, and they don't want to make peace with that. And making peace with it, I mean, you have to deal with those people. But sometimes they're not even here. They passed on. But making peace with them is saying, I let go of all negative energies or emotions that are attached to that experience, and I welcome in new ones, and I move on. And baby, that is so freeing. That is so energetic releasing that, baby, you will have a new attitude. You will walk to, if you will talk to people, say, "Ooh, something about you is different." You can wear the same outfit you've been wearing for the past fucking 7 years. They'll say, "Ooh, you look good in that." And it's like, bitch, didn't you see me this last week? But they did. But baby, your energy wasn't the same. And so at the end of the day, that's what we're doing. When we're doing workings and we're calling back things to us, we're now telling the universe, I'm ready to meet this. And a lot of times too, we're calling back the experience that we missed, right? Or the lesson that we missed in that experience, right? Because sometimes I have to come full circle for us as well. Like Mercury retrograde, let's do it one more time. It's not to, fuck you over. It's not to make you into a bad person. It's not to have you reevaluate your whole life in a bad way. Oh, what did I do? I must be getting punished by the universe. Same thing with Saturn, by the way. But you're not getting punished. There's a lesson that needs to be learned, and you're not learning it. So now Spirit is bringing this experience back to you for you to learn your lesson in that experience. And that's the beautiful thing about life. So the people who don't want to do that, who don't want to learn, or they don't want to grow, these are the ones that will be 50 years old, 6-year-old, having problems, crying about their life not going well because of other people. When in reality, your life is not going well because you don't want your life to go well. Baby, at this point, everyone has the tools, or they can find the tools that they need to live a fulfilling, free life. We're no longer under anybody's control. We no longer have to do things the way that people want us to do things. Even going into replacing family and friends. There's some people out in this world that are trying to connect with people. There's some people out here that got passports, that are willing to come to America or go anywhere you are. But baby, you don't have to settle for anyone or anything. And also going into the truth of it all, right? Time is valuable. Life is short. There are people that lost their parents when they were 3 years old. They never got a chance to meet their parents. Imagine what these people go through every single day, not knowing their parent, not seeing their parent. They learned to make peace with that experience, and they kept it pushing. The same thing with people in my life and my experiences. I'm willing to do a eulogy for you. I'm willing to have a funeral for you. I'm willing to ultimately wish you the best, ultimately let you die. The experience that we had, let that now be in a whole nother lifetime, for the sake of my own peace, for the sake of my own longevity, for the sake of my prosperity. And so that's what it comes down to, baby. Life, anything could happen at any given time. Girl, I wish I would live my life, my every second, every minute, dealing with person, places, and things that really don't give a fuck about me. I wish I would deal with even 2 more seconds and somebody let me know they don't care about me or respect me to still want to deal with them and be with them. And but I love you, but they don't love me back. That's not, yeah, girl. Listen, I would want you to, girl. Listen, I would want the universe to have more bad experiences happen to me, bitch. You asking about what's going on, why this is going on, because you're not wanting to let go. That's what's going on. Oh well, every time, and anyway, like I said, that's it with that, baby. Call back that energy. Let go of things that are no longer serving you. And that's my motherfucking mantra, girl. That's my motherfucking slogan. Okay? Let go, let God. Release things that do not serve you to make room for things that will. Okay? That's actually going to be my film down slogan, too. Hello. Yes, honey. Release things that do not serve you to allow things that will. Come on here. To come on in here. Yes. Allow things that will serve you to come on in. See, that's what we're about, girl. That's the girl I dream of Jeannie. That's what we're doing here. So anyway, that's pretty much it with the tea I want to share with y'all, honey. And I hope y'all are well. Listen, I know we weren't here for a couple of days, right, girl? It was like a week. Okay, I'm sorry. I was a little tied up. you know. Girl, listen. Okay, listen. We're gonna be here. Anyway, let me see who's up in here. If there's anybody up in here, baby, before I motherfucking go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Mm-hmm. Okay, girl, let's see. Ooh, 40 minutes. Come on in here. Debbie, girl, it's like me or do not hot Cheetos look more red and who? And VTA. What is VTA? I do not eat hot Cheetos, regular hot Cheetos. I actually buy the 50% less fat hot Cheetos, the gluten-free hot Cheetos. And I also buy popcorn or corners, jalapeno poppers, spicy queso. And there's other ways I go about getting my spicy fix. At this point, baby, I've also boiled guajillo peppers and I've ate them raw. Jalapeno peppers, I eat them like pickles. There's other ways I go about to get my spicy fix. I'm so proud of myself, y'all. Literally, we're going on 3 weeks, and this wasn't even done intentionally. I have not had any food with gluten, and yeah, it's about to be 3 weeks gluten free, girl. And really good, y'all. They make very good gluten-free cupcakes and stuff, girl. And like I said, it wasn't even intentionally. I was starting to have sugar cravings again. I said, girl, we can't go back to we were back in the day, eating a whole bag of Snickers and Kit Kats and shit. So what am I gonna do? And I said, girl, let me buy gluten-free sweets and vegan sweets. And I did. And I was pretty amazed by the filling. Another thing too, it cuts your craving in half. Girl, I eat one gluten-free muffin and girl, I'm like stuffed. And then I'm like, I don't want no more, candy or whatever. And so anyway, sweets. And so anyway, I'm also about to wash my hair once the soda's done. I bought me some Honey Treasures by Whole Blends Garnier Fructis. Hello. Anyway, so yes, Debbie, I do not eat regular hot Cheetos no more. I do eat Flaming Hot 50% less fat. I think they're called the baked hot Cheetos. I also eat, a little other TT Weeby Gigi. I did buy about 3 weeks ago some hot Cheetos with limon, crunchy. They did sell the fantasy, but once again, I was just like, ugh, girl, if I'm really craving spicy food, I can eat some gluten-free ones. You know what I mean? Hello. And it tastes more spicy. Yes, honey, listen, we love spicy. We need a spooky midnight metchanoia. Oh, metchanoia. Maybe I should change it to metchanoia, not metanoia. Metchanoia. Good evening, you guys. This is, well, you know what I would love to do is, and this, no, I'm not going to tell y'all that I do because it just popped in my mind right now. I should do the midnight metanoia a whole nother way. And now, oh my God, it just popped in my mind of what I want to do. How I want to do about the midnight metanoia. This is going to be exciting. Ow. Okay, I'm sorry. I just got too excited right now. Come on in here. Yes, Metro. Come on in here, Jay. How you doing, Jay? How you doing? On the day the lights storm, come on in here, Rico. On the day of the light storms, I had so much energy and cleanup. I didn't know about it. I missed the sky change because I had to work. I know that's right, honey. Ow, come on, Rico. Came late. Hey, cousins. Hey, Bunny St. Patrick. How you doing? I like that name, honey. Bunny St. Patrick. Speaking of Bunny St. Patrick, I actually, oh my God, this is so crazy, y'all. I went to someone's house a couple of weeks ago, and I was pretty amazed by what I saw. I saw a rabbit in front of the house, and they had a centrine sitting on the rabbit's lap, y'all. And I thought to myself, what are they trying to do with this? Because centrine in front of the house bring passion into the house. But girl, wait a minute. Listen, y'all? I said I know exactly what she's doing because centrine stop your man from cheating, and your woman from cheating. We won't get into that because we'll say that for another tea. But when the door opened, I saw this very, very, first of all, attractive woman, about 5'11", blonde. She had her makeup done to the T, and she had a passport, not an ID. I said, "Come on in here, girl." And her passport had a red casing on it. But the husband, standing 6'2", olive skin tone, blue eyes, muscular, and he smelled very good. He smelled like diesel. I said, "Oh my God, this is what they're doing it for." Because, baby, they both can get cheated on. Hello. Okay, they both can get cheated on, baby. Let's talk about it. They both could get cheated on. Not to mention it's a big, beautiful house. I'm thinking too, they're protecting their business. They're making sure, keeping out lawsuits. Probably the nanny wants some of the husband. Maybe the pool boy wants some of the wife. Then for a split second, I thought, well, maybe they're swingers and they don't want no outside forces coming in. But I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure that it's to protect the home and keep passion coming in, and also to protect the business. Very successful people too. But I just wanted to bring that up, girl, because they had a bunny with a citrine on the lap, girl. And I couldn't believe that guy. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Okay. Then they had a little bird outside with a little nest on top of the brick wall. They had a little brick, like what do they call that? Like, not a porch, like columns, brick columns holding up the porch. And or we'll say the piece of roof that makes the porch. Oh, girl, I wish I would have took a picture. And girl, I would post y'all this motherfucking picture, girl. It was so fucking gorgeous, girl. But the bird was up there looking down to make sure, I guess I wasn't going to climb up to the nest or something, girl, because I'm sitting there knocking on the door, ring the doorbell. And I look up and I'm like, ooh. And she was looking, girl. Another thing, too, they let the bird shit. Girl, shout out to the superstitions out there, because bird shit is luck. They let the bird shit all in front of the door, girl. And I wanted to say, ma'am, are y'all going to clean up this bird shit while we over talking about house cleansing and shit? While we cleanse the house, can you clean up that bird shit? But I said, I know what they're doing. They're keeping the luck coming in too. Very smart people, honey. Okay. Come on in here, Rico. Yes, honey. So listen, y'all, that's pretty much it. Okay. So I'm stop by here and tell y'all, the tea, what's been going on, give my little piece, and keep it pushing. Because I'm doing laundry right now. I'm finishing up my 2 loads. Well, one is done. I'm about to start the other. Then I'm going to jump in the shower. Yes, it is 12:57 a.m. Bitch, it doesn't matter, girl. I take a shower any motherfucking time. I didn't come home until 10:30. And wash this hair with the Garnier Fructis Repair and Shampoo. And then I'm going to put my argan oil, Moroccan oil conditioner on. Let that bitch sit with a little bit of mayonnaise, and then rinse the shit out. Hopefully I'm in bed by 4 a.m., girl. This week is a very busy week. I'm traveling out. Girl, listen, it's time to get out my house. Girl, I've not been out of my house in a couple of months. I'm getting cabin fever. I'm sick of seeing the same doors, same walls, the same ceiling, the same fans, the same objects, the same... Oh, I got to get out. But I'm sick of seeing the same bed, laying in the same bed. Girl, I need to lay in somebody else's bed for a couple of days. Hello. Sorry, baby. I got to go. Bitch, I'm sick of seeing the same shit, girl. Am I going to want to get bored like that, girl? Like, there's only so many times you can change around your living room furniture shit. Like, girl, at this point, I'm like, girl, let me get rid of everything and buy everything all over again. Like, that's what it's coming down to. Like, girl, every 3 months, I'm buying new furniture. Throw this shit out. Bitch, it's time for new shit. I'm like, girl, I gotta go. Girl, give me anxiety right now thinking about it. Goddamn, honey. Your intuition is getting stronger. Well, I believe that the older we get, the more powerful we become. And I also feel like the more we heal ourselves, the more that things make sense. And I told y'all once again. Oh, maybe I didn't tell y'all. Did I tell y'all? What's the last time we've been on here? It's been about a week or two, 2 or 3 weeks. Did I tell y'all the story that happened? So I met some people from New York who's in a house, and they practice the gifts, the gifts of the Congo. And so this lady, when she first met me, she didn't know the tea or anything like that. She's like, something is very special about your energy. Something's very special about your energy. And I just kept saying, bitch, what is she trying to say, baby? Are you clocking the tea? Like, girl, what the fuck do you mean? Anyway, long story short, girl, she was going over her saints, and she's in this house, and she didn't become connected until she was 26. No, she didn't become connected until she was 38. 26, she realized what her gifts were. She did not meet her current house until she was 38, and now she's 48. And she was telling me the things that she's seen, right? She saw like spirits and stuff when she was younger. She would give readings and stuff, and her grandmother would like teach her how to pray. And the more she would pray, the more stuff would come to her. And so, either way, she would scare people, right, with this. And to where she left home, far, far away. And either way. So, something that she was saying in her story that made a lot of sense to me, right? Like common sense is not so common, and they say that we all have gifts, right? So I would like to say that people who are gifted and their intuition grow, or they become more psychic, right? They're more in tune with things. They actually grow into trusting in their instincts. They actually grow and flourish in their instincts, and when they learn to trust their instincts, now the instincts take care of them. So it's very similar to um aspirating, right? It's very similar to when you go to bed, something kicks in and it keeps your heart pumping, it keeps you breathing. Even though you're not conscious, your blood is still circulating, your body is still functioning the way it should function. Maybe not at the highest level, but it's still functioning. So with that being said, with people who are gifted, or people who are, who trust and believe in that, the more we trust our higher self, the stronger that it becomes, the more intuitive we become. And once again, this process is called instincts, right? A lot of people get ideas and like, damn, something told me to do this, but I didn't do it. Oh, damn, I knew I shouldn't have did this. Everybody gets this, okay? And so when she said that, y'all, I had like this aha moment, like, so this is what it is. Like, yes, we're still special because we're able to respect the gift. We're able to humble ourselves down. We're able to listen, step out, and let spirit step in. Oh, come on in here. We're willing to let go and let God. And so, in this act of us doing this, we surrender to a greater purpose. We surrender to our higher self. We surrender to a higher energy. We surrender to the inner G. Come on in here. The inner G, the G that's within us, the God and Goddess energy that's within us, or we'll say quality. Come on in here in this case. Hello. And so in that process, we become stronger because now we're surrendering. Well, it's not just about what I think anymore, Spirit. I'm going to let you guide me in this situation. Going into when you're doing readings for people, you're saying, God, allow me to step out. Oh, come on in here so that you can step in, right? And there's a song that I think about by Kiara Sheard. A total eclipse has just begun. We blocked out the sun. Now, going into that, okay, a total eclipse have begun because our consciousness, our cardinal energy, our cardinal flesh wanted to block out the spirit. And so a total eclipse happens when we block out the spirit. Okay, but when we allow the spirit, when we step back, come on in here, I step out the way, right? Let me step out the way to make me so they can see the you that's inside of me. Come on in here. Y'all need to listen to that song by Kiara Sheard, y'all, by the way. Okay, Invisible. Make me invisible. Okay, Invisible by Kiara Sheard, baby. Step out the way so they can see the you that's inside of me. I'm not trying to block the view. Okay, that's not what I'm trying to do. Okay, I want to make sure they see you, so make me invisible. So that's how it is with the craft and the gifts and all that. You're making yourself invisible. You're allowing spirit to come in and to direct you. When you're divining, you say, Spirit, I need you to come in and give me the answers that I need. When you're doing energy work, you're saying, Spirits, I need you to come in and assist me, guide my hands on what I should do with this oil that I'm anointing these candles with. Guide my mind and my eyes to see the colors that I need to manifest what is I manifest. Come on now. See, when the body gets in the way of the spirit, bitch, this when the spells don't manifest. This when you say that, well, maybe I got the wrong color. See, that's you thinking that, girl. That's not the spirit thinking that. If you would have let the spirit surrendered and let God surrendered and let spirit do the work for you, you would have got the right candle and you would have went about the work the right way. Okay, so that's what it comes down to, is that we're learning to surrender because we trust that God brought us this far. We trust that the ancestors brought us this far to not let us fail. So now we're saying, I surrender to you. I allow you to guide me because you know what's best for me. And you always have. You've known me from the beginning of times, and I'm barely realizing who I am right now. Can we talk about the current consciousness? You're saying, Spirit, God, ancestors, you've known me all the lives that I've lived. I'm barely starting to realize who I am now. So I'm allowing you to guide me so that I can have a more fulfilled life, a more fruitful life, a more prosperous life, so that I could manifest into what is I need to manifest for myself and others in this life. So when it's all said and done, bitch, I elevated the next motherfucking lifetime. Can we talk about it? See, that's what it's about. So you're definitely growing. You're definitely growing because you're surrendering. You're letting go and you're letting God. You're letting go and you're letting the ancestors. You're not questioning anymore why this is happening to me. You're not saying, well, why me and not them? Or why them and not me? You're not saying, oh, I trust the process. See, the more you call that out, the more good things happen to you. Listen, okay, I picked this up in the past 5 years, baby. Things happen and you see people experience it, and girl, the side of you is like the cardinal side of you, the calm side of you, like, ooh, well, why them and not me? No, bitch, bitch. Yeah, yo, listen, I'm glad for them, and when it's my turn, it's my turn. If I want it, I can get it. Like, that's how you got a motherfucking thing in order for things to work out for you. And like I said, that's what it's coming to. You're surrendering. You're not going to bed with stress no more. You're not being afraid of what might come tomorrow because you know that your ancestors and your spirits got your back. You're not concerned about what people are saying about you or people are doing to probably block you because you know that the energies that you're working with is going to make it motherfucking happen for you. Can we talk about it? You're not concerned about what is being said about you or what people are plotting against you on because you know that your ancestors don't play about you. You know that your spirits are going to have your back for here and for now on. Can we talk about it? As long as you surrender. Bitch, step out the way so they can step on in. And that's how I would say, bitch, let me step out the way so that they can see you. Let me step out the way so you could do your work, spirit. Let me step away because, bitch, if I do it, I'm going to keep stressing. I'm going to keep worrying about it. And I know that doesn't create attraction. I know that doesn't create manifestation. So let me step back, ancestors, so that you can do what it is that you fucking do. Let me not worry about when it's going to happen because I know it's going to happen. Because what I'm experiencing now, I didn't expect it to happen. So just like you brought me through and allowed me to be here today in this way, I trust that you're going to break me through whatever's going to come my way, and I'm going to see it through, and I'm going to make it out on the other side as well. Can we talk about it for a minute? Hello. See, I'm thinking I'm ready for that type of teacher like that. But baby, we're going to leave it where it needs to be left at. Can we talk about it? Hello. That's true. A gut feeling and trusting myself more, right? And you're not stressing either. Come on, energy. Yes, you're not stressing neither because you know that your path is being motherfucking directed. Okay? Can we say it? Ashe, Abune? Come on in here, baby. Abune, Ashe, Ashe. Okay? Okay? Come on in here, Jay. Yes, Jay. Come on in here. Hey, Rico. Yes, honey. Wow. I know that's right, Jay. Ow! Even this Mother Day was good because I know my mom is in this answer. So I know that's right, honey. I know that's right, honey. And you know, that's also the beautiful thing. You know, someone I know, they know someone who's going through cancer. And of course, you know, they're emotional about it. And they're like trying to bargain with it right now. Like, is there something that we can do energetically and spiritually? There has to be a Psalms, there has to be a ritual that we can do. And I got a little bit of insight on it, and I told them that, well, this person wants to go. And of course, they confirmed it. There's procedures that they're not willing to undergo. But either way, the person was very emotional about it, right? And I explained to this person that you're emotional right now because of what you're thinking may go on and what is happening. But the truth of it is when it's all said and done, you're going to get past this. It's going to just be a memory of how emotional you was before something actually happened. And you're also gaining this person on the other side. So now you have even a stronger insight on what is to come. You have even a stronger spirit to intercede for you when you're trying to pray to get things. And a lot of people, like I said, they don't understand that. Like, you don't have to, right? Going into some people losing moms, fathers, sisters, like, damn, I wish I would have got to say goodbye. And it's like, honey, you could still say goodbye, honey. You could still tell them goodbye, and they're there. And trust me, saying goodbye to them in that sense, bitch, they ain't going no motherfucking where. Bitch, okay, you're conjoined at the motherfucking spiritual. Can we talk about it? So, once again, people dying, you're gaining something on the other side. You're gaining more of an insight. Now you can get, when your person not really being heard, or you feel like your person not being heard, ask them to intercede. Also going into healing aspects of self. And so anyway, it's really amazing thing having a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a loved one on the other side in the ancestor realm there to help you manifest the life that you want in this life. Because that's really what it comes down to. Okay. It really comes down to you manifesting the life that you're wanting. And you deserve every single thing, every single bit of the life that you're wanting. You deserve that. No one has the right to tell you that you don't. Nobody has the right to take that from you. You deserve every single thing that you want in this life to make yourself happy, to make yourself feel good and happy with harm to none. You deserve it. And so that's what your ancestors are there for. That's what your mother is there for, your sister's there for, your brother's there for. And they will make it happen. So come on in here, Rico. I know that's right, honey. Yes, honey. Oop, that resonates. I know that's right. Ow! Are you catching the playback, Jay? Or something new is resonating? Spirits moving in. Spirits moving out. Wow, because the color of their skin. Run, run, run. So I don't know. Sister Act just popped in my head right now. Anyway, y'all, let me go, honey. I do not know why. I do not know why Sister Act just popped in my head, girl. I love that movie, but I've not seen that movie in years, honey. And I was not thinking about it right now. But anyway, y'all, let me go. Yes, come on in here, Jay. Yes, honey, Rico. Yes, honey. Yes, Mystic. Al. It was good seeing you in here, Rico. We barely seen you. We know you have a busy work schedule. It was good seeing you in here tonight. Yes, honey. Come on in here, Jay. Lord. Yes, Lord. Ow. Yes, Lord. Listen, Rico, I hope you did something good for your mom. Did you make her a good little meal? You made her a good little meal today. You got some flowers for her. You do something special for her, honey. Do you have little conversations with your mom? Do you kind of just call things out? You know, like I do that with my sister. Sometimes before I go to bed, she has her pictures right here by my bed. So I go to bed and I'll look at it. And I'll be thinking about her as I'm going to sleep. Like, girl, what would you do? And da, 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 da. And let me say that too. This is so great. Well, I won't get into that. I'll say that for another time. Because I had a very profound, oh, come on here, Jesus. I had a very profound experience a couple of weeks back. And it blew, oh, come on here, Jesus. It blew my motherfucking mind. Can we talk about it? It blew my motherfucking bitch. Now let's talk about it right now. So I didn't know that somebody, ooh, I'm getting chills right now. I didn't know that somebody had decided to get rid of their car, right? Just a very quick story. And so they could decide to get rid of their car. They wanted a different car for whatever reason. And long story short, I had a dream about someone I know, and they were giving me a car. And the crazy thing about it, that in this dream, it was like I was in the middle of an intercession, if this makes sense. So this is as if somebody petitioned me to get a car on their behalf. Oh, come on in here. And then the spirit who made it happen was then bestowing the car to me to then give it to them. And that's how this was coming across to me. in this experience, y'all. And I'm gonna call it a dream because I was sleeping. I actually woke up out of this, right? And so either way, come and I find out a few weeks have passed after this experience, right? And I literally was talking to someone and they were like, well, blah, 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 something's going on, blah, 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 blah. And you know that they're thinking about relocating, da, 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 da. And they got themselves a new car. And I was like, really? Not thinking about the dream I had, y'all. Because sometimes, you have dreams, you have experiences. It could mean anything. Girl, it could be my own mind because I'm always doing work for people. I'm always talking about an intercession. I do a prayer for intercession of saints and shit. So I'm like, girl, this could be anything, girl. This could be me taking on the institute I was praying for. I don't know. But girl, long story short, this person got a new car. And the car that I had a dream that was being gifted to me by a person who is deceased was the exact same car, year, make, and model that this person bought a week or two after that. And when they were telling me this, I said, wait a minute. Like, I'm having a little bit of a deja vu right now. Like, I'm feeling like you already told me this. And that's when it hit me. When they were telling this, I said, oh my God, I had a fucking dream about this, y'all. And I had my chills that came over my body was so strong, y'all, that I felt like I grew. Like, I felt like I grew several feet, bitch. I was like, ooh, girl, like, this is crazy to me that I literally had a dream that this color vehicle is being gifted to me. And it's not a bad color, but it's not a color car that I would buy. Okay. Now the year, make, and model, maybe, but the color, I'm like, ooh, like, bitch, who the fuck? Like, what spirit is saying I'm getting this car? Because that's not the car I want. But anyway, so y'all, that was crazy as fuck to me how that happened. And now that I know that this spirit that came to me and bestowed this gift to me was telling me without me even knowing that they're giving this person this car. And then I was like, well, I don't know how to word this because, well, the person didn't ask me, or like, I wasn't trying to tap into that energy, but like I said, it's crazy how things come to you when you're not even asking about it. Like, I wasn't even thinking about this person and getting a new car, any of that. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about none of that. And then I have a dream about this once again, deceased person gifting me this car once again, as if I was praying for somebody to get this car. But now I'm like, oh no. So they were saying, I'm going to take care of this person and I'm going to give them the car. So when you hear about this car, it was me that helped them get it. Okay, come on in here. And that's what they were saying. So girl, that was deep as fuck, y'all. Okay. And that's it, girl. Hello. Conversation, honey. I look just like her. It's spooky when I look in the mirror. Twins. Oh. And you've always looked like her, or you're noticing as you're getting older, you're blossoming into her. Oh, Rika, it's so crazy because I remember, I don't know, when I hear about people losing their mother and stuff, and girl, that could be 60 years old. Girl, they could be 60 and say they lost their mother when they were 30. I get emotional about people losing their parents because I think it goes two ways. Like, I can feel their loss. Like, I can kind of feel what it would feel like to lose my parent, but also on the flip side, it like gives me gratitude too, right? Like, damn. So when I was younger, I thought my life was worse. What parent would put their kids on punishment? if if the mother really loved them, what parent would put you in a room for 2 weeks and tell you that you can't go outside? You could just be in your room all fucking day while you're hearing them watch movies and shit. What kind of parenting is that? But looking back, I'm like, damn, like, I was grateful to have that moment, right? Like, it's amazing to have that moment, that little second, that little whatever. Like, it's important, right? It's important. And like I said, it's amazing. And so that's why I think I get emotional thinking about it, because it's like, damn, like, whoa, like, even going into potential, like, maybe their mother was just as good as my mother. So if I was in that situation, how would I react? How would I be? And so anyway, I remember when you first, shared some things with me, years ago, Rico, and I just remember bawling. And the crazy thing about it is one of my favorite singers, and I think I told you this too. One of my favorite singers' song came on, and the song that came on was actually dedicated to his mom, and I didn't even know this until days after this. I'm looking up his album, and it was saying that the song was dedicated to his mother, who did a willingful death. Like she had cancer and she wanted to go, so she agreed to die. And like I said, it was so crazy how you sharing that story with me, and then in that moment of me reading that message, the song is on, and it just had me emotional. It just had me like in that tea, and then the song was related to someone losing their mother too, which the lyrics don't even go into that, honestly. And I think you know who this artist is too, because I think I shared with you this other music, but I just had a little flashback of that right now. Amazing, honey. As I get older, 44 next month. I know that's right, honey. 44. Wow, time fly by, huh? Ow! Time fly by. I remember you said you were turning 38. Wow, does time fly by? It's been 20 years. I was 23 when she passed. Wow, that's young. That is young, honey. That is very young. But you're strong. And of course, she's always with you. She's always there when you're asking for things. She's there to help you with that. And if you don't know, now you know. Okay. And I feel like we talked about this too, about symbolism and stuff too. And things happen that you're reminded of her, and it's really her sending you those reminders. But that's amazing. That's amazing. So I hope you guys all had a great Sunday. For those of you who celebrated Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day. For those of you who, didn't have a mother physically to celebrate it with, hopefully you still celebrated it, because your mother is always there with you. Hell, you are your mother. 23, right? 23 of your mother's chromosomes is within your body. You have cells within your body. Oh, come on in here. That is your mother's cells. Can we talk about it? And you know what's so crazy too? Something that I saw a couple of months ago came up again for the month of May, because I consider the whole month of May with Mother's Day, right? Mother's Day, right? And so either way, it's so amazing because something came up where they talked about the mother cell. If y'all never heard of the mother cell, do your research on that. But literally every mother, oh God, every mother that has had a baby, the cells of that child stays within the mother's body. And when the mother is sick with something, the cells of that child goes to that part of the body to help heal that body. And it also goes into the physical sense too. Mothers who, oh, come on in here, that have close bonds with their children, whether or not it's, conscious, or how would I say this, who have connections with their children, and they actually worked out these connections with their children. I think that they tend to have a longer life as far as, natural ways of going out. And I think that those who really don't have an understanding of their child, or choose not to be connected with their child, I think that something goes on with their body. And then, of course, they get diagnosed with some type of T, et cetera, et cetera. And even going into the sense of us, right? Because they didn't go into this in the mother cell, but I said, what is good for the goose is good for the gander. As above, so below, right? As within is so without. So if the mother cell is the cell of the child within the mother's body, healing the mother when she needs that healing, that also means that within our body, no matter how old we get, we also have the DNAs and we have the cells of our mothers and fathers within us as well. And when we're needing nourishment, or we're needing comfort, whether it is a physical thing or a non-physical thing, let's say you don't have a relationship with your mother, that those cells and those memories find a way into the part of your body that needs that healing, right? Because a lot of healing that we need are stored within certain organs. And so the cells then go to that location and it nourishes us, or that part of the body, as it did, as our mother's body did when we were inside of her. And so that was deep for me to see that, y'all. And I actually thought about that before May the 1st came, where I was like, whoa, like just the whole idea of having a mother or coming from a mother, whether or not we have them or not physically, we have superpowers. We have super abilities. And these abilities go beyond our own comprehension. And I also think that these cells are not given, oh, come on in here, the credit that they need. Because I even saw somewhere that somebody said that we're born with cancer cells, and based on what we eat, the cells stay dormanted, or based on what we eat, they actually grow and they wake up. And so I'm like, so then that has to be true about the mother cell and the father. So it has to be that your mother and father cells are within your body outside of scientific proof, and that when we're needing some type of healing or some type of lesson, that these energies come back to us. And that even goes into the sense of you dating your mother or your father. How your mother and father treated you, you're going to deal with that in your relationships. And so it goes into that, like I said, oh God, that's just, ooh, that's a lot. That's like a volcano that just fucking erupted, bitch. Like it's some real deep shit. So it's like working with the ancestors and forgiving and forgetting and healing aspects of ourselves that we cannot change. And when we were a kid, this happened, that happened. It's time to let that shit go. It's time to let that shit go. It's time to heal the inner self. It's time to let those cells do what they need to do to heal our body. Any ailment you're dealing with, that of course that was developed in utero or not, it could be healed. Anyway, so that's all I'm gonna leave y'all with, honey. Something that just, came up, honey. How? That is crazy. Come on, energy. I know that's right, honey. That is very crazy, honey. Amen to that. Yes. I saw that even the mother, had a miscarriage. Those cells help the mother when they sick. Oh my God, did you see that? Yes. Even when the mother have a miscarriage. Oh my God, Rico. That blew my mind. I said, honey, the idea that we are beneath something, the idea that we are a slave race, the idea that beings came from another planet outside of God beings to create us to be slaves and to work. And that's why they gave us hands and feet and all that. Like, I just think that this is people not wanting to give us credit for our abilities. And that's what I think. I think that this is people wanting to discredit the God within us, or the goddess within us. And that's just what I feel. That's what I believe. Like I said, if you go into Adam and Eve, Adam being there, and then it gets split up. Anybody knows about science? We know the nucleus and the mitochondria. We know about all this stuff. We know about cells splitting up, even when it comes to pregnancy. It's one cell, and then it splits up, right? And then pregnancy starts. One will die off, one will stay. There'll be twins, there'll be triplets, whatever, right? And so it's just really amazing of how extraordinary our bodies are, how extraordinary and powerful that we really are, if we just learn to surrender, give our bodies what they need: proper rest, a good environment to flourish in, right? Surround ourselves with good people that are supportive of us in every way, each and every day, people that are on the same frequency and vibration of us, that see things the same way we see it, and maybe not 100%, but have the same ideas, right? Like, I want more out of life, and it doesn't matter if you want more out of life different from the way I want more out of life, but the fact that we both want more, and we know that there's more to life, that makes us likeliness, that makes us familiar energies, that makes us on the same frequency, and that's amazing to me. So that's it, y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by here, honey, this late night, 1:28. Some of you guys is 4:28. I really do appreciate it, y'all. And it was good seeing y'all, honey. Happy Mother's Day, like I said. Have a great week. I will try to come back again this week and have some, amazing teas with y'all. Okay, I do owe y'all some midnight annoyance. And girl, listen, I'll return this camera on y'all, but I'm naked. Because guess what? I found the tablet with some old recorded Midnight Metanoias in it. So we might be dropping, like, girl, some new Midnight. Girl, listen, let me just surprise y'all, girl. I gotta put my desk up tomorrow, girl. Let me just surprise y'all. Okay, let me just surprise y'all with a secret tea, girl. It's gonna pop up at us as a story, honey, a future story. Okay, love and truth. That's right, love and truth. Yes, honey. Listen, we changed it to love and truth, Jay. Yes, honey. Love and light is still there though if you need it. If you need love and light as well, you're still there. But love and truth, honey. Yes, honey. Anyway, y'all, think I stopped by. Good seeing y'all. I sing y'all love, blessings, and just great energy, prosperity, health, and wealth. And you know what? That's something I want to implement down the line. Something just popped up again too for us to implement down the line. Anyway, y'all. Right, right. Okay, true. No, Jay, you can still use love and light. Oh, and also be on the lookout for an email from me too, baby. Ow! Be on the lookout for an email from me. Okay, because see, girl, I listen. That's what I need to work on. Getting out of my head and just do to do. Right? Something came. Oh, let me say that for another time, girl, because I'll be here for another 30 minutes, hour. Anyway, y'all. See y'all later. Love and truth. Bye for now.